We're watching this game. I want to see what happens in overtime. Plus, I'm seeing some Tracer gameplay. I'm gonna be honest with you. So far, the movement has been okay. Yep, as I was saying that, I'm like, yeah, the movement's been pretty up. Blinks into the ground and falls the... Ideally, you want to not... So when you use your recall, try to remember where you were, because otherwise that's gonna happen. I mean, so far, that's a pulse bomb. That's gonna get someone, isn't it? Yeah, of course it is. That Mercy went right for that res. Ah, but you got this. Oh, yeah, what about the Ana? Nope, all right, one shot. Try to focus on one target. You had this, like, you had like a tendency to want to just go on 4 different people. All right, so this is a Where Are They Now video. So they were Bronze 5 DPS and PC 14 months ago. So the last time we got a submission from them was 14 months ago, by the way. So this is over a year to see if they've learned stuff, if they've gotten better. I'll kind of explain what their Tracer was like last time. They say, you're in for a 24-minute overtime treat. I realized I've been struggling in this higher rank a lot, which, by the way, that's good to know. So they are in a higher rank. Good to see. My progression bar keeps going up and down between my current to my highest rank of the season. Honestly, I think it's better if at least your progression bar is going up and down. Imagine if it just keeps going down. I feel like I got carried this match by my other DPS and tank, and I was just spectating a lot. Well, I'm spectating too. I'm just scared to make plays in this game because our support died way too many times, even though I've been relying on health packs, and the enemy have heroes that could one-shot me like Ashe, Widow, Ayari, Zen. The enemy even swapped to Pharah at one time, so I was really trying to play it safe. Maybe too safe. One of my supports was yapping a lot on voice about how he's carrying and not healing any of us or even his fellow supports to keep him alive. Well, everybody knows that the player on your team who's telling you they're carrying while not playing the hero the correct way is definitely the one carrying. My favorite part is when people get really mad and accuse everybody else of throwing while throwing. That's my favorite one, right? The, you suck, what are you guys doing? Also, I'm going to throw because I'm mad that you're not doing what I'm doing. Also, isn't that the, you're doing what you saying other people are not actually doing. You're the one doing it. Anyway, he mostly played Zen as the rounds go, although he had 24 kills with 10,000 damage. He died the most among everyone in the team with 18 deaths. But I wonder if it's also our support's fault. They died literally before the team fight even started, or should we have peeled more for them? Did the enemy try to counter us? Defo. I mean, definitely. The moment we capped, they swapped. It's a match of mystery heroes / counterwatch. What could I have done better? Was it my engagement / Digimon? Why'd I say Digimon? Was it my engagement / dis? What? I can't speak! Was it my engagement / disengagement timing? Was it my cooldown management? Was it still my target priority? How can I blink better? Well, you just blink. Any advice would be great. Hope you have a great time watching this VOD. Also, congrats on getting married. Thank you. I appreciate it. Let's see how it goes. At this point is last time we watched them over a year ago, they were Bronze 5. So we'll see where they're at now. It's time. Good start here, getting the Reaper. Nice job. I can already tell from a movement point of view. Like, by the way, I want you to know, like, how much damage you're actually doing to that pylon. And I do that sometimes in Tracer. Just get a little bit closer if you want. Definitely out of Bronze 5. I can already say without a doubt, already out of Bronze 5. This is on PC, by the way. This is not console. 100% out of Bronze 5. I don't even question that you're 100% out of Bronze. All right, so far, good start. Oh, okay, Shmuck. That makes sense then. Yeah, I just read that now. So some places are upgraded, some places aren't. Okay. Yeah, I mean, like, so far this is a good start. I mean, anytime you can kind of like lead off that way, it's good. Be careful of trying to. Okay. Yeah. All right. One thing I can already tell you need to work on is your movement. I want you to like think about like where you're disengaging. So when you're playing a hero like Tracer, you have the blink ability, right? And you actually mentioned your blinks there. Like you had like a blink and a half, and think about where you can go to. That's like more of a safety spot for your team, rather than the middle of the open. Tracer's all about good movement. Okay, I want you to think about the 3 damage you're doing to that Pharah. Now, once again, I'm not saying that I wouldn't do that, but I also just want you to think about that. Yeah, you're playing too safe. Okay, we're gonna... Your movement needs a lot of work. I think at this point, already I can tell you if like there's one thing you're gonna be able to have to work on is your movement. You notice how you're getting kind of almost distracted? But it's like a mosquito to a light. You notice how that like when you finally get somewhere and like you have a plan already, you're like, okay, I'm gonna get on this target, and or a moth to a light. I said a mosquito. I don't know. Basically, your movement is in a spot where once you figure out what you want to do, like you're like, okay, I'm gonna go for this Doomfist. You ignore everything else. Like I see your point of view, and I go, you have a Zenyatta in front of you. You have, I think their BAP is main, or maybe it was their Ashe. I can just look. It was their Ashe. And you have opportunity on squishies, and your vision is, I'm gonna stand still and just look at a Doomfist. And do you see what I'm talking about? Where like it comes down to like your actual movement and like where you're just going in and you're just feeding. It's because like you're so distracted by the one target in front of you, you're not giving yourself opportunity to just truthfully make a play. So I want you to be a little bit wary of that. And that's the first things I've seen already is that aim-wise, when you get on your target, you can do pretty well. But I think your movement could already use a lot of work and it would massively improve your gameplay to begin with. I want you to watch how like you're almost playing Cassidy rather than Tracer. You'll see what I'm talking about. Nice stick. Once again, while that was a good stick, I want you to like look at your movement there. How like as Tracer, your movement is such a huge part of like your gameplay. Great stick, by the way. I'm just like pointing out your movement in that situation. Clearly, your aim has gotten better. Your ability to like hit a pulse bomb is better. That's great. But now it's your movement. I can already tell. So I'm already starting early with the movement because I can tell the movement's the problem. What's your plan? This is the stuff. It's funny because like I don't know if I talk about it enough with Overwatch. Downtime is such an important part in Overwatch. And people go, what do you mean? Downtime's an important part in Overwatch. What are you talking about? A lot of it's about setup time. And you did the first step correctly. You went on high ground, but then your high ground gameplay was to stand on the high ground and stare at the floor. Do you see like the problem that you're going to run into like during this? That's what you're doing. You're just sitting there. You're just like, hey, by the way, you're not doing anything. You're not going for plays. You're playing exactly what you kind of mentioned, too safe. And it's something that even me, like where I've started to kind of do more flex queue. If you don't go for playmaking as a DPS, you're gonna do nothing. Did you just watch that team fight right there? You did legitimately nothing. And you're like, yeah, but like they bobbed and all that, but like you could have already been in their back line. Maybe their Bob gets pressured out sooner. Maybe their Zenyatta, you one-clip their Zenyatta, and now that Bob is less effective. But if you're just sitting there relying on your teammates to basically make a play, then you're not going to be able to do much because you know what's happening? Ready for this one? Your teammates are also doing the same thing. You get what I'm saying? So your teammates are also waiting for you to make a play. So what happens when you have a whole team of everybody waiting for somebody to make a play? Nothing happens. And that's what we're seeing right now where you stop snowballing them, and now you're stuck in like, okay, I'm waiting on you to go do something, and then I'll make a play. So if nobody's going to make a play, and everybody's waiting on somebody to make a play, nothing happens. You'll win some team fights randomly. Like right there, even you doing that, I'm okay with. You didn't have any cooldowns, but at least you went towards them. Made them think about something to do, right? What rank is this? We don't know. We actually have to guess what the rank is at the end. Because we watched their VOD 14 months ago when they were Bronze 5. Okay, there we go. Getting a little bit aggressive up there. And you recall. All right, watching. Yep. Okay, so do me a favor. Don't pulse bomb if like they're that low in front of you. I just had to point that out there. And by the way, the Doom didn't die because they lamped. You're better off forcing out the lamp or just getting the kill. It's actually more likely, by the way, it's more likely you'll get the kill on the Doomfist than if you pulse bomb. Because if you don't pulse bomb, a lot of the times, believe it or not, I see in a lot of ranks, a lot of BAPs only use their lamp to like save their teammate from an ultimate and never use lamp otherwise. So I would have just killed the Doom there, or at least force out lamp that way. Did you call it? They're in Bronze 5? They're not in Bronze 5. This, I can tell you right now, they have made a somewhat decent climb. It's that their aim is what's really getting them places right now, because their aim is improved. Their movement is the problem, right? Like what? Like you see this? Like do you like what is this? What are you doing here? Well, do you see? Like you know, when you said you were spectating, I'm like, no. What are you talking about? Okay, I'm sure you weren't spectating. You weren't joking. We are spectating We're spectating someone spectating. This is why you don't understand why people call Tracer easy to play. I got some news for you. This is how it usually works in Overwatch. If the hero you're playing against is not the hero you play, it is a really strong hero. The hero's easy to play and everything's easy, and your hero is the hardest to play. And anybody who plays that hero it's too easy, and that's what carries them. Doesn't matter what the hero is, doesn't matter what it is. Also, their hero needs to be buffed. Because I'm gonna say, Tracer is not an easy hero. In my opinion, Tracer is not an easy hero. Okay, an example of a good Tracer. Like, you ever watch a top 500 game? Unreal. Like, you just sit there and you're like, holy crap, this Tracer's so good. All right, then you watch me play Tracer and you go, you know what? You're trying, and that's really what matters. And that should really showcase you, like, the difference in Tracers on that point. Okay, now you're on Ashe. We'll see how this goes.
Defend objective A.
All right, here we go. Okay, you're on Ashe. Yeah, okay. You're doing the same thing. What is this? You gotta stop playing scared. That's your issue. That's it. Like, your aim is actually doing well. Right there, by the way, that was great. Nice job. You did a good job. But, like, it feels like there's such a, like, if you're not just able to shoot at somebody, you just stand there and just do nothing. And that will be your problem. I really think that your next level that's really going to unlock your gameplay is just trust your aim. Go in and make some plays. And you've probably seen a few spectators recently where I talk about this. The only way you're going to recognize if a play is good or bad is if you go for a play. And the analogy I always use, and you see it in sports sometimes, and I sometimes use it as an example. If you play not to lose, rather than play to, like, win, you'll probably lose more. An example of this, ever watch, like, your favorite, like, NFL team, if anybody here watches football, you watch them play defense a certain way for 3 quarters, and then in the 4th quarter, they decide to go into, like, a zone defense and play it way too safe, and they start giving up 30-yard passes, and next thing you know, it's a tie game, and they lose a field goal at the end of the game. It's because that team went from winning the way that they're winning and playing to playing it way too safe, and a lot of the time, that safe play can get you a win, but a lot of times it doesn't, and it opens up the other team to come back and win. And that's kind of like where you see where you're just sitting here not playing to, you're basically playing not to lose, and when you play not to lose, right, that's when you, maybe by the way, I meant to say play not to lose, and, like, basically that's what you're doing. You're just playing not to lose. So, like, even when you do go make a play, you're so hesitant to make your play that the moment that you already are hesitant on your play, it's probably already going to be the incorrect play. So that was a lot of American football words you don't understand. It'd be the equivalent of you have a 1-0 game and the other team goes full defense mode. Is that a good way to explain it?
Happy Juno Day.
So, like, imagine, like, you're watching, like, a soccer game, your team's up 1-0, and there's 40 minutes left in the game, and they go full defense. There's no offense happening. They're not going for plays. They're not trying to counterattack, do anything. They're just playing defense. And I imagine in soccer, if that happens, that will eventually allow a team to grind that team down and then take a lead. And then that team also becomes so exhausted from playing 40 minutes of defense, they end up probably losing the game because they played not to lose instead of playing to win. Is that a good way to explain it? It's called parking the bus. Is that what it's called? They call it park the bus? Why? What is it? What is it? All right, went on a little bit of a one on that one, so. Here we go. I've literally just watched you do this the whole time. Like I want you to look at how much downtime you have to where you're doing nothing. Like, listen, they're gonna get 3rd point. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to go top left, right, up in the middle. Here, I'll show you why we're just sitting here. I don't even have to watch you because I know you're gonna sit there. Okay, you go up here, right? You go up here. I know you're battling a Sombra. You go around here, go behind their back line, heck with their Zen a little bit. Try something different. Don't stand here. Don't do nothing. Just go behind him. All right? Or if you're going to go this way, go make a play. Okay, you know what? You're on the Zenyatta, but you're relying on your teammate. All right, let's go. Get on that Moira. Stay in the Moira for now. Just stay in the Moira. Also, if you really want it, like, little side note, and I've been implementing this a little bit more, if you're like going up against a Moira and, like, you just, like, struggle a little bit against the hitbox and there's nobody else around on their team that can do anything to you, just stand still. You can the Moira is going to auto aim on you anyway. Maybe it might help a little bit. There you go. There you go. Hey, let's go. Hey, you know what? I respect it. I also want to point out you didn't have recall, but you know what? I respect it. At least you tried it. Now, what do we learn from that one? Have recall next time in a correct spot. But I like it. I like that. You've distracted him enough to where your teammates have an opportunity, and then you get rolled by a Moira. But still, let's go. I'm just glad you went for something. That's great. No, stop standing there. Like Zenyatta, go for Zen. Yes, there we go. Now hide for a second. Okay. Now you wait 2 seconds. Okay, you can go in. Actually, you can go in. They went in. I'm okay with this. Okay, Moira used their fade. Reaper used their shift, so Reaper's your next target. That's okay if Sombra shoots you. There you go. Now get on Doom. Wonderful. That was so much better. Did it look amazing? No, but like that's... The thing is that it doesn't have to look amazing as you're learning and getting better. All you need to do is just understand it's the correct play. That's it. Or like do something. And you did something there. And you won a team fight. Was it perfect? No. But were you more of a distraction? Yes. Also, you're doing nothing again. Look what you're doing. You're doing nothing. Go on high ground. Yep, up here. Go. Don't wait. Stop. Up. Top left. Up the stairs. Go. Behind you. Behind you. That way. Okay, wonderful. Great. Now we're going to give them the... Banana Dude, thanks for the 7 months of the tier 1. Thank you, appreciate it. 7 months. Alright, here we go. Hey, nice play. I still am happy you went for a pick there. It wasn't perfect, but I'm glad you went for it. You gotta go for something here. What is this? Go top left, top left, top left. Okay, perfect. Go for the... This is better. Good, 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 good. Yes, yes. Get on the torp. Okay, now blink away. Blink. Okay, yes, yes, correct. Yes, thank you. There we go. Chat, it doesn't have to be an amazing play. It needs to be an effective play. That was an effective play. You pulled pressure off your team in main by going on the side. Do you see that there? Okay, because you went on the side, right? You put pressure on them. The Torb now isn't looking at your team, and you've alleviated pressure from your team while also putting pressure on their team. You see that? It doesn't have to be a perfect play. It just needs to do... It's just doing like a good job of what you're doing. That's what you did. That was a good play. Good job. Okay, this is what I don't want to see. Why are you standing here AFK? No, go. Heck the cart. Listen, if your teammates get off the cart, then you can blame them. Seriously, get off the cart. You get off that cart right now. Off this cart. Get off this cart. Get off that cart. Go. Get off the cart. There's another team fight that's going to happen. Yeah, it's going to be better to win the team fight early rather than wait for them to make a play. Get off that cart. Okay, you're off the cart. Perfect. To the Doom now. You see this, by the way? Look at this. Listen, I love seeing this because, look at this. You got off the cart, okay? Step number 1. You got off the cart. Great job. Second, you then get into a position where you're now on an angle behind the Doomfist, and you're able to get a free pick on a Doomfist because you're at an angle that isn't on the cart. You see what's happening? That's why I'm happy with this play, because I'm watching you, like, in real time. Well, not real time, it's a VOD, but I'm watching you make a slight adjustment. It worked out. It wasn't the best play, but at least it wasn't just standing there. Thank you. Now what I want you to do, now that you got a major pick right now, just to kind of go to the next step here, go get some map control. Go left side. Don't stay. Yes, okay, right side. Either or. Okay, you just went in circles. You've now done nothing. Okay, wonderful. What? I swear if you go up here and just stand still right here in on this area again and look at the floor, I swear. Okay, good. Yes, correct. No, don't look at... Why? Stop looking... No, why was your... What... I've been playing this game for 8 years, and I think I've learned more about Numbani's like surroundings and all like the little things on the map than I ever have watching you play. Because most of the time, that's all we can do. Listen, I really need you to start going for playmaking situations, and you may have some up and down scenarios. Hey, yes, you know what? That one I'm fine with. You went in, you try to make a play, you hit the pulse. You hit the pulse, it forced out lamp. That's different than the earlier situation because you had a free kill on Doom before and then you wasted your pulse. That was a good one because you got a cooldown out. Nice. Yes. You're doing the right play. This is good. Yes. Now, what you want to do here is just side peek. Yeah, that's fine. Good job. Love to see it. Now they're distracted. If you didn't realize, by the way, 2 of them went left side to deal with you. Yes. Good job. You see that, by the way? You went left side, they saw you, 3 of them got distracted to create a space for your team main. Are you seeing that even when your playmaking isn't just one clipping, it gives you a play? And look at that, 6-3. You see that? It doesn't have to be perfect, but simple plays like that have now opened up the field for your team to go pop off and make plays. And to me, that is what we love to see. Okay, let's see how the rest of this game goes now. Okay, here we go. Okay. All right. You're trying to get in there. I'll take it. You said high ground. I'm not going to tell him to go high ground on Tracer. I feel like Tracer high ground isn't as strong. Unless, like, your team is doing something. Or, like, on attack when you're above them and you're setting up. I'm okay with you going for that. That's okay. At least you're trying something. Because then it has to worry about you, too. Nice. Good job. Keep in mind, when you're making... just to pause very quickly. When you're making plays like that, it's really good. And the reason why it's really good is because, like, what you're doing is you're making them have to worry about more things. So, like, let me ask you this question. If you're playing Zenyatta and you have a Tracer, but the Tracer never goes for you, you're vibing. You're like, this is great. But imagine having a Tracer who's just there peppering you for 10 damage, 20 damage. You're going to play a lot differently, right? And, like, that's what I think you need to realize, especially if you want to be a Tracer player, is, like, you need to pull the pressure off your team so that way your teammates can also go and make plays. Like, you're going to enable your teammates to pop off, and the moment that your teammates then recognize that you're giving them that space, you then will pop off even harder. So remember that. How come in quick play you can 1v5 a whole team on your level, but when you play in bronze comp, you always get rolled? Long way to go is what it sounds like. There we go. Jess, thanks for the 44 months for the British Prime. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, Jess. And, I mean, that's a tough one. You know what you did wrong there. You went back to playing too safe. Like, why give him that map control again? Like, not map control, but, like, why just sit in the middle of the open? Like, stop being like, you're not playing Cassidy, okay? You're playing Tracer. You're playing Tracer. I want to reiterate that point one more time. You're playing Tracer. Don't you love when a random Junkrat spams you for damage? Also, you had mentioned something about your support, by the way, and how, like, your Zenyatta has a lot of deaths. But, like, I feel like also some of that is that their team is putting more pressure on your Zenyatta than you're putting on Zenyatta, and they don't even have a Tracer. Does that make sense? I'll take that one. You could have killed him without it, but I'll take it. That one is because they're out of position. It's harder to get like a play that will save them. So. What do you do? Why? Yeah. Okay. I mean, what's great about this is that, like, you've had some good positives, especially that I think your aim has, like, gotten a lot better, but it's clearly just you're standing around doing nothing. I think you're really going to benefit from just, like, actually trying to do something in the game rather than just sit around waiting for something to happen. Once again, remember, if you get into a lobby where you have 5 people all waiting for someone to do something, nothing will happen. And that's how games get lost, is there's 5 people who don't want to go make plays, and when that happens, that's how you end up losing games. It's been an issue I've even had as I've been doing more of my flex queue. Sometimes I go into non-playmaker mode, and I realize that I need to go make plays to make it easier for everybody else. And if I don't, then I'll lose. Or it just becomes even more of a coin flip than it already is. Are they throwing? Okay, so just to point out, this isn't somebody that's throwing, right? You're going, oh, are they throwing? No, this isn't somebody throwing. Not even close. Like, not even close. This is somebody who just doesn't know when to make a play and is afraid to make a play and is trying not to make a mistake. Like, basically what this Tracer's playing like is they don't want to have them show up on the kill feed first. That's what they're afraid of. That's really what it comes down to, where it feels like they don't want to show up on the kill feed first, because if they don't show up on the kill feed first, like from their teammate point of view, I'm not saying get a kill first, I'm saying, like, get killed first, right? They don't want to show up on the kill feed first and then feel like they're the reason they lost. But sometimes you can finish a game 20-4, but you have 7,000 less damage than the other team's DPS combined who are playing similar heroes. And the reason why they won the game is not because your teammates are bad for going 20-10. It's because you're not pulling any pressure off their team. So how can you expect your teammates to play, at this really good level if, like, you're going to play like this, right? And I think a lot of players will lose track of that, and their first, like, tendency is to just say, oh, it's my teammate's fault. Oh, why is this player, 30-18, but, like, let's be honest with you. If you have a Cassidy who has all the pressure on them the whole time and you're on Tracer and you're doing no backline pressure, your Cassidy is essentially in a 4v5 at all times. Now, imagine if you're playing the Cassidy and you feel like you have to go up against their team and you're a main focus because that's the easiest target in a team comp. A lot of the times that Cassidy is going to have more deaths because they're the only one who's going to be a target they can get. They're not going to go try and, you didn't load into the lobby and go, hey, anybody want to play hide and seek? The other team isn't agreeing to play hide and seek, right? You're not loaded into a prop hunt lobby. You're in a rank game, right? So how can you expect people here to, your teammates not to have more deaths than you when most of the time you're just playing hide and seek anyway? They're not going to go and search you out and try to find you to give you a high death count because you're just not doing anything to even, you're not doing anything. So they're not going to go for it, right? A lot of players, and I've seen it, like, I've seen it the other day. Like, you have an Echo player who, like, it finishes the game, and they're like, oh, how do you have 3 times the amount of deaths? Because you're just hiding. You're playing hide and seek. Like, you're not doing anything to even warrant them to go for you, to chase you, because you're not having a positive effect on the game to begin with. They don't care to, or they're not going to go for you. You're not doing anything. So, like, of course you're going to have less deaths at that point, right? Anyway, sorry, I just, side note to that one. Nice playing the Widow, by the way. As we say that, good, by the way, good job. But did you see that, by the way? Remember when I said this earlier, when I wanted you to do that? And remember, this is exactly what I wanted you to do when you just did that, and you got a free pick, and guess what else happened? Zenyatta ulted, right? They lost somebody, you popped an ultimate, everything's happening. Boom, 5v4 in your team's favor. All because you went and made a play. All of this happens. Imagine if you're just standing there waiting for something to happen and that Widow doesn't die. Now your teammates can't really peek because there's a Widow at an angle, right? Now there's Zenyatta feels less obligated to ultimate because they're not down one. See? All because of that. And it was an okay play that led to a good result. Even if you lose this, you got ultimates out, now the Widow's even further back. See the Widow? Out of the team fight. Boom. You're good to go now. Now you can just sit here on the cart and get rolled. But you know what? It's fine. You're doing something. It's getting wild now. Anytime it gets wild in a 6-5 game in overtime, it's going to go in your favor. Why? The spawns are closer. This is good. They're down multiple. They only have 2 on cart. Overtime spawns are longer. Boom. Lifeweaver saves your teammate. It's all a domino effect in a positive situation for you. Get ready. There you go. Yes, go in. Look for targets and don't... I'm just glad you're going in. And boom. Just like that, you win the game. Right? So I want you to see the difference there. I really want you to see the difference here and, like, what happens when you try to do something, even if it isn't, like, a perfect play, right? Like of course you're going to watch a top 500 tracer go in one clip. If you want to get to the moments of, like, one clipping in, like, a top 500 game, start with just, like, the basics of going for plays, working on your movement, etc. That will come with time. It will come with time. You don't have to mimic or match what's happening with that. Like, if you're not one clipping everybody all the time, that's okay. But if you're putting pressure on their team, that's going to lead to more positive results. And the more practice you have doing that, the better you'll get. And you'll just see good results. So the positives for you here, I think your aim has gotten a lot better. And I think that's like a step in the right direction. When your aim gets better, that's a good thing. But like sometimes like you'll see players in bronze and silver and gold and in plat, etc. Diamond. All these players that will have good aim, but because their movement or their playmaking ability isn't there, they never climb. And they'll hit their shots, but like they hit their shots in the perfect moment. So they don't create their... It's funny, I reference sports sometimes. Like, do you know how in basketball, like you have players who can create their shot and you have players who need players to set up their shot? Like you have a player who can only ever get open or get a shot if they get a good screen set. And if the team is able to like do well against that, then they don't get their shot. Then you have the players who can go into a step back 3, right? And boom, doesn't matter if you have a 6'7" defender on them, they don't care because they can create their own shot. A lot of the time, it comes down to when you start to create more of those moments for you and create your own, like I said, create your own shot, create your own plays, that will end up benefiting you later on in Overwatch if you start doing that now, rather than just like relying on your teammates to carry you through the ranks or like make plays. So your aim was good, but now you need to get to the level of making your own plays without the reliance of your teammates, and especially when you're playing a hero like Tracer. So one thing I really want you to focus on is 2 things. One, I want you to really practice your movement. Your movement, the better you get at your movement, the better your cooldown management gets, because like if you have good movement, then you have to do less of like those like kind of like panic, like recalls and panic plays that you would normally make. So work on your movement, and I also want to work on your ability to go play make. I'm not telling you to go just dive their backline. I'm not telling you to just go like dive their backline the whole time, right? And like finish with 25 deaths. That's not the case. But like, you know, if you go to their backline and you kill a Zen 3 times and then they kill you the 4th time, well, then you learn like, okay, I need to change up my approach. But like the only way you're going to learn that is by doing that. So I think focus on that and you'll be in a good spot. Now to the next part. So the next part is where I have to guess the rank. So the reason why I have to guess the rank is because we watched them over 14 months ago and they were bronze 5. I want to say that at the very least you've made it into silver, but I actually wouldn't doubt that this is a gold game. Reason being is I've seen some positive results not only from you, but I've seen it from your teammates. And I feel like I don't think you're in bronze anymore, so I think you're somewhere either in silver or gold. Now, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt, and I'm going to go with gold 5. I'm not going to go with silver 1. I'm going to go with gold 5. The reason why I think that is I think your aim is probably getting you through there. So like when you got into silver games, there was a lot of players who played that same play style as you, where nobody went for any plays. So like when no one's actually going for a play, your aim will carry you in those fights. But as you climb, more playmaking happens and you're more reliant on your teammates to make plays and more like, so I want to say gold. It could very much be silver. Don't get me wrong, but I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt on this one. I'm going to say gold 5 and their rank is, oh my, Gold 5. Keep in mind, the way it works is we have a spoiler alert on, on like Discord, so I can't see what the rank is. I have no idea. I'm telling you, here's the reason why I know they're Gold 5. Their aim is good now, right? Their aim is good now. Their aim has gotten better, right? So when their aim gets better, like their aim will carry them. But then you hit a certain wall where your aim starts to be less effective until maybe you get to like Masters again, like playmaking. Now it's about playmaking. So you're in the right direction. I mean, you were Bronze 5 a year ago. I personally, some people are like, oh, I can't, only Gold 5 in a year. Progression takes time. A lot of players you see in top 500 now might have spent years getting to that point, right? Years. It can take time. So that is a great climb by you. Excellent job. Take some of the advice we gave you and maybe come back again, in 6 months, a year, 3 months, etc. And we'll see where you're at next. But good job, good progression. Work on the things we said. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like button. Subscribe to all 3 YouTubes if you haven't. Leave a comment. All that helps with the algorithm. Really appreciate y'all just always supporting the YouTubes and channels and all the YouTubes. But seriously, thank you a ton. If you want to submit your own spectating, my Discord is where you would do that. Description below will have all my stuff. Follow everything in the description if you haven't. We also record these live on stream, so stop by the stream if you haven't. We have a lot of fun here. You can see the Twitch chat right below the webcam, so stop by. And with that being said, I hope you have an amazing day/night.